International outrage as women and children die too easily in Gaza bombings. Printing money, now a growth industry as GMAC gets $6 billion bailout. 2009 will suck more than 2008, say news pundits and bookies. Hello, pointless subculture. Welcome to the fucking news. I'm wasting my breath. Here are tonight's headlines. As the sixth day of Israeli bombing of Gaza gets underway, international outrage grows at the number of innocent men, women and children dying so easily at the hands of the poor, desperate, peaceful Israeli nation. 400 Palestinians have maliciously, willfully and purposefully died compared to only 4 Israelis. UN officials have called for a ceasefire to allow Israel to rearm and give mediators time to talk the Palestinians into dying a bit harder. Israel has refused to allow aid or journalists into Gaza for fear it would cause more indiscriminate dying and independent description of their genocide to be broadcast. In an imaginary statement, Israel's Minister for International Lying said,
"We have no other option but to keep bombing these humans, no matter how easily they die. No matter how many innocent women and children we kill, we must keep dropping the bombs made in America from our American supplied planes. I call upon the children, I call upon the people of Palestine to stop this dying spree. They are only doing it to make us look bad. If they continue to die in such large numbers, we will have to take other action."
In spite of the Israeli ban, FKN NEWZ has this report from our special genocide reporter. I see dead people inside Gaza, the world's biggest concentration camp. Thank you, wasting your breath. This conflict began as a 6-month ceasefire ended last week with Hamas firing rockets from Gaza, the small, disease-ridden, overcrowded remnant of the country called Palestine. In their former country, now occupied by Israel, one of the world's most heavily armed and technologically advanced countries, the leadership of both sides in this conflict are rabid religious zealots whose belief in imaginary beings allows them to justify death on a great scale. However, Israel has been consistently shocked by the fragility of Palestinian life. In Israel, the wounded are rushed to well-equipped hospitals and receive world-class medical treatment. The weapons used against them are homemade and comparatively ineffective for wide-scale bombardment. It's hard to see how Hamas could ever hope to match the killing power of Israel. It appears they're not even trying. At the same time, there is almost no food, no water, and no power or medical supplies in Gaza because of the Israeli blockade. This blatant disregard for the safety of their own people shows Hamas to be incapable of preventing large-scale casualties. Over the border, Israeli tanks and troops await the order for a land invasion. Desperate to avoid inflicting further misery and death on innocent Palestinians, their commander told us, "We are only going to shoot them and fire our huge guns at them. Why must they die so easily? Oh, they let us kill their children. What kind of monsters are they?" Israel claimed they only want to destroy any vestige of governance left in Gaza and that they're only trying to take their land off them. In one emotive plea, the Prime Minister of Israel, Ehud Olmert, did not say, "Please, somebody stop our slaughter before we kill them all. They all die." More on that story later. The American government have announced a plan to create jobs and boost the economy. Thousands of people are to be employed simply printing money. Other jobs will be saved by propping up crap business with this newly printed money. This strategy has been described as a brilliant new capitalist philosophy and an excellent example of free market dynamics by the greedy, useless owners of the rubbish businesses being propped up by it. The latest black hole for generations of American taxpayers to owe their lives to is GMAC, the lending arm of General Motors, half owned by Chrysler and half owned by Cerberus. Many jobs will be created printing $6 billion to bail out GMAC, a company whose business is lending money. So let me see if I understand this. GMAC isn't making any money lending people money. So you're going to lend them some money so they can continue in business giving out loans they lose money on. Wow! I'm glad American financial leaders are so astute. But at the same time, I think they might be dumb as fuck or a bunch of lying swindlers. You choose. Hey, pick one. It's the 1st of January 2009, so tonight, FKN NEWZ asks the question, will 2009 suck more than 2008? Will we continue to be very well informed about our leaders being a bunch of lying, thieving, murderous con men and do nothing about it? Will we hear more predictions and prophecies of the terrible dark future that awaits us at the hands of the mythical New World Order, causing us to waste our present lives in fear and confusion? Will people with jobs demand more and more be done to enslave their children into a future of debt and servitude so they themselves may be slaves today? Will we in the West go on about peace and freedom being sacred while we support the world's biggest tyranny in China by buying shit we don't need with money we don't have so rich people can be richer? Will our entertainers be more mediocre, complicit, mealy-mouthed, no-talent airheads, selling us a bud, a coke, a burger, and the dream of riches, while most of us go dumb in front of the TV, stupefying our brains and living the glory of existence out as pets of the few wealthy families that own us all with whimsy and delight? Will sport distract the warrior breed with a bouncing ball and a waving flag, while injustice, robbery, slavery, exploitation and greed go unchallenged? Will our spiritual lives continue to be hijacked by mumbo-jumbo voodoo nutters, denying the facts of nature whilst they poison our minds, rape our children and set us against each other? Of course they will! I'll bet you at the end of 2009, FKN NEWZ will be here to report on a world of no change, no difference and no chance. The future will be just like the past. Empire, tyranny, war, oppression, slavery, and the make shit, eat shit economy will be forced down your throats while the bankers' dicks are shoved up your ass. Our only recourse will be to hold accountable the lying scumbags who wheedle their way into public service. For every misdeed, every lie, every nod, every wink, and every backhander we catch them committing in our name. It won't stop any of them, but at least we'll put them to the trouble of having to lie about it. Natural catastrophes, war, and economic turmoil may be dramatic, but the survivors of any of these will still be landless peasant fucks on planet fuck you for a buck. Happy New Year, and have a nice weekend!